Welcome back to Market Pros, and finally a little bit of movement. So we're going to go over the chart layout real quick, and then we are going to talk about the analysis. Okay, so here you have your moving averages. The only reason I explain these chart layouts is just so like people that have just begun can understand more what we are looking at. All right, so you have your yellow 21 EMA, your red 50 EMA, your blue 100 SMA, and your purple 200 SMA. Next, you have your VPVR here to your right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. Basically, how your volume is vertical, this volume is horizontal. Next, you have your momentum oscillators, one being your RSI, relative strength index, another one being your MACD, moving average convergence divergence. Then you have your BBWP, which is a volatility measurement, also known as Bollinger Band Width Percentile. All right, so now that you see what I'm looking at, we can go over what we think is going to happen next. So your moving averages have converged and diverged away from each other time and time again. Looks like you could be having a multi-cross over here, but remember, these things will fake you out if you're going sideways. I mean, as you see, you had a crossover here with the 21 and the 50, and that basically marked close to the bottom. And when that 21 crossed your 100, it did mark the bottom. So this does look a little bit different, but we will find out. Now, we could come back up here to test, maybe 16,760, get a resumption down. That's one scenario. We are in the bearish control zone on the RSI right now. Now, we do have slight drive of bullish divergence from this point to this point, from this point to this point. All right, which that's what I'm saying, that I do expect a bounce from here at least up to 16,760, at least. Possibly even up to these moving average, maybe the point of control POC on the VPVR. All right, which is here to your right. So we could get a bounce up to there, and then possibly get rejected. That is one scenario. I mean, your MACD is below the zero line. You did get a fresh cross to the downside of the zero line. Negative momentum is still picking up pretty good as your BBWP is expanding. So your volatility is going up as your price action is going down. So it's either we get back above this POC and all these moving averages at 16,800 and then work our way back up to 17K, or we come up here and get rejected, basically 16,800, 16,760 would be, but I'd be looking at possibly wherever the 21 ends up, and then we'll come back to it. So basically, if we get rejected from there and fall below 16,500, 15,800 is in the cards next. Okay, now if we can get above 17K, obviously we'd probably get a small rejection from 17,120, basically the top of the range. But honestly, I think we would get up to 18K if we can break 17K on a 4-hour closure, which is basically these wick highs. All right, so let's go over here to this next chart. Here we got rejected from these bearish supply blocks. All right, fell below, cracked right. We found some support on this bullish demand block at first, got rejected again from the order block. We were squeezed in between these there for a while, fell below all these ones, and then coming back up. Now, that 16,750 is right at the bottom of this order block. So that's going to act as major resistance. But like I said, we could get up a little higher, possibly up to 1680, maybe even 16,800, possibly up to the top of this one. And that's kind of what I'd be looking at. Your stochastic are pointed to the upside right now. Same with your signal line. I do expect a bounce from here. We could possibly come down to 16,670 and then continue with the bounce, or the bounce could continue from here. All right, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Let's go. We're on the 15-minute, by the way. All right, so basically bullish case is that you break 17K. Bearish case is that you break 16,500. Daddy's working, buddy. Go play. Go play, buddy. All right, so sorry about that. And let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about crypto trading, investing, markets as a whole. Stay ahead of this market before it happens, and we talk about these moves collectively. A lot of good conversation there. It is the place to be. Also, we share our trades, we share our strategies. A lot of good values in that Discord. Definitely join. Small community, but we're growing fast. Yeah, see you there. So being held down by our red zone still. Let's go ahead and widen that out a little bit, actually. So we're still being held down by our red zone. Like I said, if we can break back into it, 1225, 1325 is in the cards, all the way at the top of the red zone. All right, so have our moving averages coming in at the POC. This is where we could probably maybe get back up to, maybe even get rejected here at the 200 at about 1212, where the 200 is right now. We are in the bearish control zone on the RSI, trying to get above that signal line, but are we going to get rejected from the top of the bearish control zone? If we get rejected from the top of the bearish control zone and get back below this last low, that's not going to look too good. Now, we do have bullish divergence, slight drive, bullish divergence, which could, like I said, lead us back up maybe to the POC, possibly these moving averages. Now, if we do get a fan out confirmation and the 21 and your 50 cross the 200, I do expect us to head down. MACD, fresh cross that zero line, starting to curl around. Could come back up, get a retest of that signal line, and then resumption down. That would coincide with us getting them back around these moving averages. Your BBWP in that upper zone right now, still expanding. Looks like volatility is fading a little bit, but I do expect it to continue. All right, so bullish case is that you get back into the red zone on some closures, on a 4-hour closure, 1225, 4-hour closure, 1325 would be next. Bearish case is that you break this last low at 1186. After that, 1080 would be in the cards. After that, 1K, and then we'll come back to it. Ethereum's pretty clear cut right now. A lot of it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does, so definitely watch Bitcoin. All right, let's move on to Solana. Like we've been talking about, Solana is weak. We've been talking about how weak Solana is, okay? And we are still just going down to the right. Moving averages, smallest and biggest, are still below each other. RSI, trying to test the top of that bearish control zone right now. We are above the signal line. If we get rejected from here and cross that signal line again to the downside, I do expect us to break this last low at 1075. MACD curling around, could get a retest or a cross to the upside. If we do get the cross to the upside, we could probably work our way up to the 100 in the POC at 1130. That's if BBWP's in the upper zone starting to curl over, but I think the volatility is going to continue to expand. All right, so bullish case is that you get back above basically 1160. You need to get back above this rollover point. 1160, small rejection from 1170. All right, where the 200 is. Probably get another rejection from $12. It is an even number. And then work our way up. Probably to, let's see here, $13. Yeah, $13 would be the next stop. Bearish case, if we break this last low, 1075. Next stop is $10. We've been talking about $10 for a while now. So if we break 1075, $10 is the next stop. All right, so we're kind of at an inflection point right now. So if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. By the way, Merry Christmas. I've been saying that for 2 days, but I wish everybody had a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If you like New Year's Eve, subscribe to the channel. show everybody that you like New Year's Eve. And I wish everyone well. Like I said, Happy New Year. Start your new year off right. Definitely being on this channel, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. We're here every single day. And everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening. And I will see you tomorrow.